Yo crew, Captain's Log, Spooky Subchaser Stories. Subject, the NorKing, former World War II subchaser. Wooden hull, cold seas, unsettled command. This was the first vessel I served on in this line of work. In retrospect, it should have been my last. At the time, I lacked the experience to recognize a warning when it presented itself so clearly. I was told, one season aboard the NorKing will prove you can handle anything. What was not explained was what exactly I would be handling. Not just machinery, not just weather, but people and systems and the quiet damage they do. The NorKing was old, World War II old. Her hull was hardwood, oak, and ash. Chosen, they said, for anti-magnetic properties. Officially, this reduced vulnerability to naval magnetic mines. Unofficially, it felt like something else. Steel forgets, wood remembers. Every swell translated directly into the deck plates. Every vibration traveled the length of the hull. The ship did not mute the sea. It reported it constantly. All along the fateful coast, we moved silent like a ghost. The timeless sea, a tireless host, possessed us, not dramatically, not violently, gradually. We were not in the Navy. That matters. This was civilian work, union work, a contract that existed specifically to prevent arbitrary authority, unchecked punishment, and the kind of class system that once ruled warships. And yet, the class system was alive and well. Inspections came without warning. The captain, the first mate, my fingernails inspected, my bunk judged. It had to be made tight enough that a coin could be bounced off and caught in their hand. I was allowed only one cup of coffee, only in the galley, only when they decided. Not discipline, ritual, power exercised for its own sake. "Tell me quick," said Jordan Reed. "What's this all have to do with me? I've spent all my time at sea, a loner. I wasn't asking to challenge authority. I was asking to understand it. Is there something else I should know? Something hidden down below the level of your conversation? Because there was always something unspoken aboard that ship. A rule that wasn't written down. A boundary you only learned by crossing it." While he turned away before the answer, though I yelled aloud, he refused to hear. It became too clear. So it went as we put out. I was left in constant doubt. Everything I asked about seemed private, not classified, personal, as if the hierarchy itself required secrecy to survive. The captain strolled the bridge one night, calm seas, evening light. I stopped him there. I asked him respectfully, would it be all right to join him? While he stood there like some idol, and he listened like some temple, still, immovable, and then he turned away. No answer, no correction, no acknowledgement, just absence. That's when I understood. This system was not designed to guide the group. It existed to preserve itself. Even bathing came with rules. The shower was in the engine room. You didn't linger. You cleaned everything afterward. I did exactly that, and still it wasn't enough. The chief engineer, Mike, a grumpy, mean-faced man, angry at everything, came into my stateroom while I was dressing. He told me, "If you ever mess up my engine room again, I'll make sure you never do it again." He shook his fist in my face. "I'll get rid of you once and for all." He had just promised to end me. But what made it terrifying was not his tone. It was the math. At sea, all you have to do is throw someone overboard. Cold does the rest. No witnesses, no evidence. And I knew then there was no pleasing him, because I had already done everything right. The crew was under the influence of the ship, not possessed. Conditioned. Old hierarchies, old permissions, old violence disguised as order. What they did not realize was that I was connected to the highest levels of the company they served. When the season ended, my Uncle Don, operations manager, asked me if I wanted another season aboard that vessel. I told him everything. That ship of fools was removed from service, quietly, permanently. Some ships test your skill, others test your endurance. This one tested your sense of reality. If these recorded accounts from the sea matter to you, and you wish to keep the log intact, you may reach us directly at ghostboatadventures@gmail.com. Those who wish to support the continuation of these stories can visit our chart room at AskRavenNativeArt at Etsy.com. Links are in the descriptions. All support helps keep the vessel operational and the log ongoing. Final log entry, reflection. The most haunted vessels are not filled with ghosts. They are filled with systems that no longer remember why they exist. A ship can survive storms. A crew can survive hardship. But when authority replaces accountability, the rot spreads quietly. Structure without compassion is not strength, it is decay. To tilt and wake, to fall and shout,